But guess what? It's also critical for the prosecutor to defend against this third-party liability, right? Because the defense opened that there's somebody else responsible. It could be the third brother, you know? And what this does is just it frames from a timing perspective this problem that the defendant had. And then you just couple it with the other forensics, the surveillance video at the defendant's house shortly before that fire, and it really just ties it all together. And I believe that prosecutor's opening statement was fabulous, Vinny, because it laid out all of the state's proofs and it left to the very end, this last piece, to really just sew it all together for prosecutors. And prosecutors don't have to prove motive. It is not an element in New Jersey statutes for murder. It is not, but it is very important when prosecutors do have it to explain sort of like the unexplainable as to how someone would kill the brother and his family in such a brutal way. Final point, sounds a lot like Murdoch.
Yeah, it does, right? Al, you know, I'm looking at this and I'm listening to the tone of Keith, and obviously he's angry, but he's frustrated. But I don't hear the kind of anger like, I'm never going to talk to you again, Paulie. He's almost, and all this is taking place after he already caught him once doing something wrong with the account. And he said, oh, it was a mistake, I'm sorry, I'll pay you back, whatever. And then he starts doing these fraudulent statements. But in the end, it doesn't seem to me that Keith is at the point where he is ready to write his brother off. Like, you're not a brother to me anymore. This is just, he is anxious. He's trying to figure out, because he spent the whole day trying to uncover where these thousands and thousands of dollars of payments for this huge whole life insurance policy went.
You know, that's really up to the victim here. I don't know. I think maybe at the very least a possible fraud allegation, right? And we only have one side of this call, all right? We don't have the defendant's side of the call. We also don't know how this was going through the defendant's mind. And clearly, I mean, to do what he did, allegedly, is he thought everything was going to fall. He thought his life was over. It was catastrophic in his mind, obviously. Whatever was going through his mind, what had to be at, like, the top level of what he thought was going to be the end of his life.
Yeah, it's so tragic. Again, I don't understand getting all the way to that point of this murder that takes place to get there. But I think prosecutors did a nice job laying out some of this evidence.